This is the Kings Creek Podcast.
Great joke, huh?
It would be a great joke.
Come
All right,
on.
we're going.
Welcome back, Cotter.
Cotter?
You
What
ever
does
seen
that
that show?
No.
Bro. Welcome back, Cotter?
Are you saying
back-
Carter? Like just-
Cotter. It's like back in the All in the Family.
Never seen that either. You're talking to a 29-year-old. Just want to say that.
I know, man. You've got nothing but Real World and MTV Rules is all you've got.
No, I was a PBS kid. I was a Clifford the Big Red Dog, Cyber Chase.
Those are
who know.
old, but that's the three channel life.
Yeah, well, we were the Rabbit Ear
If you had
family.
the 3 channel life, then that's what you had.
We were the Rabbit Ear family. All right, well, I think this is episode 18, and I will double check, but I think this is episode 18, and we haven't released an episode in quite some time.
Since Moby Dick was a minnow.
Since he was a minnow, a fishable minnow.
Right, a minnow. It's been a minute.
So yeah, I think today is just kind of like a little recap episode, and hopefully we could get some people lined up and get the show rolling again.
Yes. We got a couple of people already lined up. We just need to figure out when we're going to do it.
Hammer down some details. Yeah, I think we're gonna maybe we'll have the Levi and Corey back on to talk about. You guys did a unreal collaboration on a hat that will support all the Georgia game wardens for the whole state. It's not just local. That is like the whole state. As they said on the last podcast, I think there's only 200 some odd employees that support the entire state. And that is like the DNR for the state of Georgia. So purchase of that hat, I'm sure, would go a long way to show your support. And they're not your enemies. Talking to all the hunters out there, like they're not your enemies. They just want you to be safe. And if anything, they help you out to stop all the illegal hunting and people doing what they shouldn't be doing.
You got to have rules.
Yeah.
When you take away the rules, things just get crazy. And so they do a good job. But that, I think on the last, when we had them on, we talked about possibly wanting to do something. And so it'd be pretty interesting to hear them talk about the process and the results of that and kind of what they think.
Mm-hmm.
Be pretty cool.
Yeah. The hat, I don't even want to like describe. I
can't.
I can't describe it yet. It's just got to come out and people will go wild about it.
Yeah, it turned out really nice.
Great.
It is
Great
kinda,
marketing there.
It's
a
just
really
so
nice
hard
hat.
to describe it or talk about it without describing it. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a design is what it is. I mean, the hat, we know the hat's good, but I think it's got the right decoration.
Yeah, and I want to say a thank you to them two in particular. So they have, I don't know if this is something new or maybe I just haven't paid attention in the past, but they've like really started to do like community outreach stuff. So we send our kid to Mother's Day out, and I'm sure he's done it to other school or other churches who do Mother's Day out, but Levi had brought like a 4-wheeler there and kind of talked to him about DNR stuff, these kids. So I got a picture of my son on a 4-wheeler just loving life.
It's going to get expensive.
Yeah, he's going to be an expensive kid, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
The amount of pictures I have on him on like heavy machines, it's gonna break the bank. Although Westlake probably doesn't want heavy machines.
You can't be
rolling around.
driving into a tractor. They need to loosen up a little bit. I think it's worth a shot.
Yeah.
I would just try it and see. But yeah, the funny thing about, I don't want to say funny, the unique thing about what Corey and Levi do is a lot of that people don't realize is on their own dollar.
Mm.
It's stuff that they're doing to educate because they're willing to make that investment because they know if the sooner they get started teaching safety, the better, I guess.
The outcomes.
Yeah, I mean, and it's the easier it is to teach them when they get a little bit older, and so it's always smarter, and I think the success rate's a lot higher when you get them a little early.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's something that happened, and hopefully we could bring them in here and do that soon. I know you're looking to do that soon.
For sure, I want to be able to tell people where to get the hats.
Yeah,
and if I'm being totally honest, I don't know if they have any left. It was that kind of a launch. I think it did well. So, yeah, and I've got some requests in in Nashville. I know our buddy Ray sent us a picture wearing the hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you just got to get all the guys in Nashville that are from Georgia, get a group pic. That'd be fun.
They'd love it.
Maybe do a little Benny concert, something small, low key. Who knows? I'm putting pressure where pressure doesn't need to be put, but
be fun.
That's what I do. But yeah, so what else? Looking to the future real quick. We have some Christmas stuff. I know you're looking at me like, don't say it. I'm not going to say what it is. It's going to be really cool.
It is.
I'm
excited.
It's an overall, it's a design that I like. It's one of my favorite of the type. I'm just going to say it's camo. Can I say something camo?
Yeah.
Well, I might have to go back and cut that, but we'll see.
It's going to be fun. I mean,
it's going to be something that related, and I'm pumped. So we got that going. Anything else in the future that we could think of right off the rip? Get people excited.
Well, we've got some new golf that we should be getting pretty soon.
For spring? Or is this winter golf? What are we talking
This
here?
is fall golf.
Fall golf.
Yeah, this is fall stuff. And, we just sell out of that, I guess, because our climate here.
It supports it year round.
It's just kind of what we wear. So that stuff's always popular, and hopefully we'll have that very soon. Because it seems like we hadn't had one of those releases in a minute. It's probably just last season, but
yeah, y'all are good at like just kind of sneaking new stuff in there, and then one person finds it, and then all of a sudden they're gone, and then I can't get it.
Well, I just don't like being so far ahead.
Yeah,
I had a meeting with a guy the other day, and we were talking about that, and that's probably my biggest complaint is how do you get excited about winter stuff when it's 105 degrees and you're sweating. It's not very interesting at that time. So I've always had a problem with that, but that's kind of how the industry's set up. And if you don't do that, then you're a little
left behind.
Yeah, you get left behind. And then, because they're thinking of production time and all that, which we produce everything at the same time. I just don't like trying to get out there and sell it. I like staying within the season.
Yeah.
So it's probably an error on my part by far, just because I'm not the smartest person in the world, never claimed to be. And so that's kind of why we do it the way that we do it, just to be different and dumb. Sometimes you just got to be dumb, Mike. And you get rewarded for ignorance in this country. That's not a joke, but it's kind of a joke.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that.
You can just let it work on you a little bit.
So, all right. Well, let's go back now and recap some stuff, because I feel like a lot has kind of happened.
It's been busy.
It's been busy the last at least the last month or so, for sure.
September was a great month.
Yeah.
In terms of the fun having department.
Yeah.
I think we did a lot. Absolutely.
So we embarked we took a journey to Nashville, Tennessee to play in a annual. It's just an annual.
It's called
charity
a golf tournament.
I was trying to come up with charity. Charity.
It is a benefit. It's just
a benefit.
Yeah, tournament. Proceeds
golf
go
tournament.
To. Yeah.
So, it's
Musicians on Call.
Yeah, Musicians on Call, which is like mental health and support for aspiring songwriters and singers in Nashville.
That's right.
So
you can check them out. I think it's musiciansoncall.com. I was talking to them for a good while at the tournament, and they got some pretty exciting things happening.
Well, great. So, yeah, you and Kings Creek are generally one of the title sponsors for the Blue Water annual tournament, and it's always one of my favorite times of the year to go play in that event. I just think it's a really well-run tournament. It's not like any other one where you can buy mulligans and all that. It's just straight up, you play, have fun, and you never know who you're going to see there. That's what's interesting for me.
Yeah, it's always a good group of people. There are a lot of musicians and athletes, that type stuff, but it's just the camaraderie, I think, that's the most attractive, because everybody's just there to play golf. And obviously there are a few that are a lot better than most, or better than some, I guess. But yeah, overall, it's just it's not one of those tournaments that you're going to have, if you win this tournament, you're going to earn the win.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically if you don't par, you're not.
And
or if you, there's no even reason to putt for par. Like I don't know how to, like it's 18 under that wins generally, 18 or 19 under that wins.
Right.
Although this year, I'm a little skeptical of some of the people in that top three. There's one team that I was like, I saw the dude almost. So first off, shout out to Old Hickory in Nashville. It's one of the coolest country clubs I've ever been to. It's just such like a laid back, awesome atmosphere. But for those that don't know the course or the course layout, is it the back nine that has that part? It's the back nine. And there's a halfway house situated out there. And
it might be the end of the front nine.
Yeah.
8, 9.
But it's over, the back nine's over there too.
Yep.
So anyway, there's a halfway house out there. And I watched him tee off to the par 3. And he almost hit the halfway house, which is probably 50 yards.
I would say 75
directionally
yards far
left. Like you have to almost shank the ball, but like hit a good shank to hit it.
Yeah, I mean it's just hard to explain. Was he right or left-handed?
He was lefty.
Okay, so
it's a shank. Yeah.
So it's a stone cold smooth hosel rocket.
Yeah.
So you've got to be creative there.
But it's all good and fun. I think just the tournament itself is a good time, and then all the shenanigans that come with that tournament are fun. So we go up there, play the day before, and we all crash at our buddy Ray's place, and it's a great time. It's a great time.
It seems like it takes forever to get here, and then when it does, it's one of those things that then we're riding home. It's like, man, what just happened? And this year, Melissa came with me, and her and Amanda just kind of busted the guys group up, and they made us all behave. So anyway, it was nice to have them with us as well. They did come out there to the tournament for the evening festivities. They have like a concert, kind of like a writers round style at the end. So it was fun to have them there.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, it's just like generally it's straight acoustic. Maybe people play some new songs or some songs that they had a hand in that you may not like recognize the person, at least for me. So that's always cool to see. The year before, one of the writers for Lainey Wilson's, what was her smash hit a couple of years ago? It wasn't Wait in the Truck. I mean, that obviously was part of it. That was Hardy's.
Pretty good one.
Man. Heart Like a Truck. That song. I knew it had something truck related. She sang it, and I was like, man, like I wish that she could cut that song also, like in her own interpretation of it, because they write it, and sometimes people will like the musician that cuts it will change it up a bit, and so it was a really cool take.
I was trying to find her name.
Yeah, I forgot her name, but she was out there just crushing it. But yeah,
it was Tranny Anderson, as it was.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, I took a video of it.
I want to give her the proper credit because she's an awesome writer.
Yeah, she is.
Oh, and we did shaft them again this year with our tea gift.
With the gloves.
Now we're on a roll. It's 2 years in a row that our tea gift just decided to not get there in time, even though we were well within the amount of time it should have taken. And the company was real good. I mean, they were as apologetic as they could be, but it puts you in such a spot because this is what everybody's been told they're getting, and they're excited. And they show up, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. Well, we're going to send it to you. That's fun.
Yeah, Bradley. He was a good sport about it though. So
yeah, I mean,
thank you for that.
They were very understanding because they know kind of how we do things and what we expect, and so it's life. If that's the worst problem that we were going to have, then sign me up.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
I would too. I guess I can't. When is it coming in? By the way, have they gotten here?
I will tell you within this conversation.
Good. All right. Well, let me think about what else there is to talk about. It's kind of I don't know.
It's Golf Central. We got men's forum. We've got going on right now, and
Yeah. Let me tell you, that has really convicted me. The nowhere man, and the first sermon, if you call it a sermon, was all about distractions, and it's something that I feel like. First off, the whole topic in general of the nowhere man is what convicted me. But hearing the distraction part specifically, I was like, man, I have been extremely distracted in my life for the last couple of years. And it's the big thing I took away is kind of, I sum it up in a phrase that I've heard, like, if you chase too many rabbits, you end up catching none.
That's right.
So tomorrow. All right.
Yeah. I was just showing Mike. I wasn't being rude. I was showing Mike when when our golf clubs are coming in. They'll be in tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, there couldn't be a better time for us to hear this because of the past few months, technically, but more so the last couple months. And it is easy to get distracted, and you get so many plates spinning that nothing really. Yeah, you can keep a bunch. This is the thing that I had a guy tell me one time. He's like, you can be, only a certain amount of people can keep that many plates spinning. That's true. But the one thing about it is, if you're too busy spinning plates, you're not moving. You're not doing anything. You're just standing there trying to keep plates spinning.
Yeah.
And that's a thing that, unfortunately, you don't know until you're in the middle of it. Things start going south, and then you're like, what is happening? I'm doing this. And you go through the list, and then you start that wimpy whine.
Yeah, and the other thing about the distractions that I feel positive about is severely limiting my use of social media. So, like, I've deleted basically all the apps off my phone, so I don't ever use it, and I feel like that has helped me tremendously. Like, the amount of time that you just realize you were wasting, like, any moment of boredom, you just pull out your phone and start browsing and it's just like a time vacuum.
Oh, yeah. I caught myself doing it at the eye doctor yesterday. They had to move me in and out of several rooms, while they did the test. They did this, they did that. It's always a different room. Go back to the waiting room. We'll come get you again. And every time I sat down, I pulled my phone straight out.
It's like the first thing. It's just like ingrained into you after years of doing it. And so this past year, I've made a conscious effort to try to stop doing that. And just, it is hard for me. Like, me personally, it's hard to just sit in silence and be bored. Boredom is one of my most challenging things to deal with. And so, but I think it's helped. But what's unique, and I this might be like a weird double take on it, is I do something like this. We do the podcast, which is, it's not necessarily social media, but it's a social thing that you'd use your phone for. And so when I first started this for the nation and now this, I always was like, I got to be in it. It became an excuse to use social media, Instagram and whatnot. It's like, I got to promote it.
That's right.
And I think ultimately, I don't know, you don't. Like,
no,
you just let it grow organically. I don't want to be hypocritical is, I guess, what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to say don't use social media. It's bad for you. But then, like, try to
follow me at
this so I can grow.
Yeah.
Just, it's michaelbwojcik.com, by the way. I do have a website.
Do you really?
Yeah.
That is wrong.
It is wrong. It's kind of a dumb website, but whatever. I just wanted the domain, so I was like, I'll make it. It was free. But yeah, I just didn't want to be hypocritical with that. And so, yeah, that's where I'm at.
Well, I mean, I think everybody, if you're honest, just has trouble feeling relevant still and feeling, like you are fulfilled. I think what we do about it is the biggest thing now. Instead of looking for medicines or, I got to go talk to someone. Now, I'm all about mental health. I'm not saying don't ever go talk to somebody. But I think we're real quick. We get real anxious real fast, and we don't know how to handle it. And we just start spinning.
Well, yeah, I think people, that just spun me into something new. People have lost the ability to critically think about something for themselves. Instead, they go to TikTok and get sucked into an echo chamber of just something their algorithm fed them.
That's right.
And so that becomes their truth for the next, how many years or whatever, until they find something else that contradicts it, that the algorithm sends them, and then all of a sudden they believe that. And so people just lost the ability to critically think about things, and that's a big distraction. Talk about distractions.
I mean, I think there's so many people that, if you really get down to it, if we talk about what it is that really makes you happy, you and I talk about it a lot, like just what would you want to do for the rest of your life?
Mm.
And if money wasn't an issue, if they're, scheduling, whatever, what would fulfill you for the rest of your life? And it's a tough question. It's not an easy thing to say, well, I just want to do this. Well, I mean, I really challenge people to think about that. And that changes, I think, as you get older, your priorities, because, I mean, it's tough to be a 50-year-old professional athlete, so things change. But I promise you, when you're young, that's all you can think about is doing something like that. And so I think we put so much weight on trying to figure out what we're going to do forever.
Yeah.
We don't live in that same generation of getting in a career path and sticking through that pathway till you retire. And biggest decision is, do I retire at 60 or 65? And then going and sitting and getting ready to finish dying. So I think now that people are working longer and they're more involved with different things, retirement's kind of one of those things, I think, that's just an elective now. It's like, I mean, how many retirement parties do you hear about now?
Yeah, none, not really. Well, retirement means something different. It's just that you're not working to live anymore.
Right.
That's kind of, I think, what it's come to. Now you just work. It's almost like it should be almost not flip-flopped, but I wish we had that mentality going into the workforce, like not working just to live so that you can do what you want to do when you retire. But if you could somehow swap that and do what you want to do,
right,
and build that life. I don't know. What the biggest takeaway that I've had in the last couple of years relating to the job thing. By the way, anyone listening, if you have a job that is regular business hours, please let me know. I have an MBA in accounting. I'm going to give myself my little spiel right now.
Here comes Mike's resume.
Yeah, no. Not joking, but joking. What was I going to say? The about work that matters. I think as I get older, my perspective has changed to that it doesn't really matter what I do. It matters what I'm doing it for. Like, I think that has really...
And I think maybe for you, in your case, when you're doing it is another issue.
Yeah, schedule for sure. But it ultimately comes back to, and the Hurricane Helene really opened it up to me, is I don't care about... I didn't care about our house at all. It was, is my family safe? And what are we going to do about, if we're not? And so I think that really opened that door for me. And now it's just knowing that I'll sweep floors. I will do something that I really dislike if it means that I'm providing a better life for my family.
I mean, there's freedom in that.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that I always talk about how it's it's tough to... I always thought it'd be great to do what I do and to not really have that much of a schedule, which that really aggravates Melissa when I say that. But there's not like a clock in, clock out. And the thing that I used to just despise about that was, if you've got, that's just, you belong to somebody else for that period of time, and you're at their, at whatever their beckoning call might would be. That's back in a time, though, that people didn't mind doing things outside of their normal job scope. It's kind of like, while you're here, you'll do whatever we need you to do. Mm-hmm. Kind of a novel idea, but we actually used to enforce that, and that really used to be the case, and people wouldn't get their feelings hurt. But so anyway, without working that type of a schedule and not seeing things to completion, it spins you around a little bit. There is a lot of satisfaction in cutting the grass and trimming bushes and, building something. Because when it's built, you see that the finality of it. Yeah. So a lot of people want to do, these entrepreneur type positions, but they're not built. A lot of these newbies aren't built for this, that type of challenge.
Yeah, I listened to another show. I used to listen to it more frequently. It kind of changed. But Ken Coleman, he's a Ramsey Network personality guy, and he had debuted a statistic that it's like 60 to 70% of people want to work for themselves, but virtually no one ever takes that leap.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's, but
they're unable.
Yeah, well, it's. I don't think it's necessarily an unable. I think that is how they're like that's how it's coming to light. But it's not. It's the lifestyle they want, not the work.
Right,
so
and I
to
think,
speak.
and that's what I mean by they can't do it or whatever. It's if you can't make the decision to step out, that's everybody talks about how hard it is, and yes, it is a difficult decision. You've got to be prayed up, and you really got to know what you want to do, or feel like you're being led to do something. But I will tell you this: if you're not willing to step through that door, there's so many more decisions that are made on the second and third day that you won't be able to make. You'll just freeze.
Yeah.
And you just are spinning your wheels at that point.
So, 60% of Americans dream of quitting their job and starting a business. And I think it's only like 10% actually do. Not even 10%.
Can you imagine the good ideas that are still out there?
Yeah. But I think, it just goes to show people don't have, this comes down to the direction being the nowhere man. Mm-hmm. They just let life happen to them versus like pointing at something and heading there.
Yeah, I feel like it goes back to what you and I talk about a lot. It just goes back to daddy. It goes back to them first 5 years of life when they were little and how these guys are not being men. And so I think it makes it more difficult for kids to process what they want to do and then be bold in their decisions and be confident in those decisions. And when you take away that, when you kind of just feed them soy milk and you take away that, that competition, that bullying and all that good stuff that builds character, when you take that away and you just smooth out every little rough edge in life for these people, when they have inner struggles, they just don't have the ability to make any decisions to handle it and to make the next best step. You don't have to that's just it. Don't focus on, I've got to fix it. I just got to make the next best step. And then tomorrow I'll make the same decision again.
Yeah.
And then somehow in the middle of all that, you fix it or it goes away or the situation changes. But people just get hung up and they're so worried about the next best step, what am I going to do? And they freeze. Just do something, even if it's wrong.
Yeah.
Just get in the practice of doing it.
I think that is one of, who Jordan Peterson is?
You and I do. Can't say I've ever met him.
Well, of course not. I say of course not. That's not what I meant. But one of the 12 rules for life, I think, is something of that nature, where it's like you go towards something, even if it's wrong. At least you're moving somewhere, and that's something that. This is a shout out to my father-in-law. He says this all the time to me, but just staying in motion. And Pastor McKinley kind of touched on that today.
I don't know how I feel about that. Your father-in-law has to tell you to continually stay in motion. Are you freezing up on him? Are you getting lethargic around him?
No, not stay in motion like that. It just means
I agree.
It's like what Pastor was talking about today. It was just like you got to keep moving, and things will eventually kind of come into place the way that they're supposed to be. Like you're still moving towards something, but you just got to stay in motion.
Because, technically we are. You're either moving forward or backwards. I mean,
yeah.
As soon as you realize you're in the present, that's already past tense.
That was, and that comes down to Isaac Newton's quote. I'm going to read it because we heard it today. A body in motion tends to stay in motion, and a body at rest tends to stay at rest. The law of inertia.
Well, think about this. This is another way for people that are as ignorant as I am, and more than likely, everybody out there is a lot smarter than I am. But I always think about that whole train mentality, that how difficult it is to start a train. But you can, once you have that momentum, you can divert, you can change, you can switch tracks, you can move. There's a lot of things that happen. Not saying that if you completely stop and then have to restart, that it can't be done. I'm talking about just the easiest way is just to keep your the train on the tracks, just keep moving and then adjust accordingly. And I think if you're prayed up and if you spend enough time making smart decisions, not just flipping, but smart decisions, I think you'd be surprised at how everything kind of takes care of itself.
Yeah. Speaking of Isaac Newton, I'm going to shout out a YouTube channel that's super interesting. It's called History Camp. I just watched one on Isaac Newton. So it's funny that came up today. That dude was wild. Like, how much do you know about him? Everyone knows him as like the physics guy.
That's the only thing I know him as.
So he actually wrote more about religion and alchemy than he did physics. Everyone knows him for physics, but he himself was way more interested with religion and alchemy. He thought that he could like create gold. It was really interesting. Done a lot of crazy experiments. He experimented on vision or something like that, where he stuck a needle behind his eyeball and was like putting pressure on it, and like you'd think that someone would just pass out from pain. Old boy stuck a needle in there and was like moving it around, and then with the other hand, like writing what he was seeing. Isn't that crazy? People back then were wild.
You really got to want to know something.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, I know there's stuff behind my eyeball, and it's interesting topic since I've been going through all this stuff with my eyeball, where my little nephew poked me out. But let me tell you how little of me wants to stick something behind it.
Oh, no, I don't either.
I don't.
That's a fear.
I don't know.
That's a fear for mine. But yeah, that guy was...
Ignorance comes to mind, but it's tough to call Sir Isaac Newton ignorant.
I don't know. He, interestingly enough, he predicts, he was reading the Bible and trying to figure out when the second coming would be, and his prediction is around the year 2060. Pretty interesting.
It's interesting. I struggle with
whether anyone's going to know that or not.
Well, I know
there's
nobody's going to know it.
There's a lot of stuff on that recently, by the way, about the rapture and when that day comes. Well, apparently, it was supposed to have been. If it was, I missed that boat.
Well, we did something wrong.
A couple weeks ago.
It ain't happened, but it plainly tells us that we're not going to, anything that, if the Bible tells you, you will not know.
Yeah, you're probably not going to know.
Why even try?
So I didn't even know about that. It was like some viral thing. Mm-hmm. My one of my best friends, I came out of work and checked my phone, and there's a text saying, "Hey, are you there? Like, are you still with us?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he finally said the text saying that there was like this viral rapture thing. So I was like, "Man, I hope not."
It is so.
That's a boat I'm trying not to miss.
Think about at the end. Would you want to know? It's a two-part question. A is, would you even want to know? And then B, if what we believe is founded on free will and making a decision and making a choice, why in the world would that same intelligent God allow us to know when it's going to end? If if eternity depends on us making a decision, I don't know. I think that's why I don't think about it that much in terms of, or don't put a lot of weight on these people because there's been some very intelligent, highly credible people that have chased and went down some rabbit trails and tried to figure this out. And I just don't understand the intent. I don't understand. I mean, who's not going to wait to the very last second and then make that decision? You know what I mean? And it's just something I struggle with.
Yeah. Speaking of time, I know Neil deGrasse Tyson is, people either kind of like love him or hate him. I can't find it right now. I would have loved to play it. But he talks about how time, ultimately like death, is necessary to live a purposeful life, kind of in his words. And I was like, man, I really agree with that. Like if you knew that you were going to live forever, like how nothing would have any urgency and nothing would ever get done.
Yeah, and I don't think anybody would really like you, because I think that the way that you would act would be so counterproductive to relationships and community and the things that fulfill you now.
I guess, well, let me rephrase it. Time gives meaning to everything. Like the finite amount of time you have. Mm-hmm. What is love if you don't have time?
Yeah.
There is no love if you don't have time, because you'll always believe like there would be another, or I don't know.
Or there's plenty of time.
It gives like the depth to it is what I'm saying. Like I think you love someone more because you know you only have so much time with them.
Right. I do think knowing how finite time is and infinite, it does affect you more as you get older.
Yeah.
I think that it's no surprise why maybe the personalities of more older, mature people are the way that they are versus teens.
Why
Can you imagine if teens acted like old people and old people acted like teens?
Yeah.
I mean, it would be pretty amusing.
What the word father time just came to my head. Why is it father time? We got father time, Mother Earth. We got like something about grandmother dirt. I guess that'd be Mother Earth.
I don't
Is there any
I've
other
never done a deep dive into father time, but I know who the father of time is.
Yeah.
Because there's only one person responsible for your time. So
personification. So this is real time, folks. Father time is a personification of the abstract concept of time, represented by an elderly bearded man with a scythe and an hourglass to symbolize time's relentless passage and its role in aging and the cycles of life and death. The imagery derives from the Greek mythology, Chronos.
That's what I'm talking about, mythology.
Yeah.
Mythology.
I just watched a show on Amazon Prime that they're not doing a third season, so I'm upset. It's called Outer Range. It's with Josh Brolin, and it's like it's a sci-fi thriller western. It's a genre I never thought I'd ever watch, but here I am watching it, and it was really cool. Really, really good show.
Sci-fi western.
Yeah, they talked about Chronos, so I was like, oh, that's where they get chronography from, and that's why
measurement of time.
A Daytona is known as a chronograph. A Rolex Daytona, that is. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so the show is basically there's like this giant hole in this guy's ranch, and he falls into it and like realizes that it's a time travel thing. And then the story, you're not gonna ever watch it, but
and you're upset about not having a third season.
Dude, it's so good. It's really good because all the plot twists are like you realize that this guy, you think that he just falls into it and has no knowledge of the hole. But in fact, he's from like three generations ago. As a kid, he ran and jumped into that hole and lived as somebody else in this like new timeline. It's pretty interesting.
Sounds
interesting. You're like, nah, that's dumb. It's a good show.
I just never watched Star Wars or any of that. Space is something that I just don't. I'm not going in the air. I mean, I'm not going to no shuttle. I'm not doing any of that.
You wouldn't go into space if you had the opportunity?
Bro, I would take life in prison over going to space.
Why? I'm not saying I'm going to space, but I would at least consider it. I'd let it sit in my mind for a little bit.
But I'm an OG Challenger blowing up while I was in elementary school watching it on TV guy.
And we haven't had one of them since.
I know that. How many flights we had since? In 6?
A bunch.
I'm out.
There's people always in the ISS.
I thought another one blew up. Columbia didn't it?
No, I don't know. I say that like I know. I don't know the
Columbia,
answer to that. I just assumed.
I'm telling you right now, there's a greater chance of me getting killed from blowing up in a space shuttle if I actually get in the space shuttle and if I don't. And I'm never going to. So I can check that off of things that won't have no Jess.
All right, how about this? Hypothetical here. I love these would you rathers. All right, let's set the scene. Tensions are high between the U.S., Russia, and China. World conflict erupts, and a nuclear holocaust is on the brink. We're on the brink of a nuclear holocaust. We have two options. You can either go live in space or live under the ocean. Where are you going?
hate both of them so equally. I'm still going down.
That's crazy.
It's just because it's the torture for me is the way up, not when I get there. And I freak out going, I don't know, man. I might go up. I mean, it's just going to be easier for Jesus to come get me if I'm up there, so he don't have to get his hands in the mud. But regardless, I think I'm just staying solo and just saying, come on.
That's crazy. I'm going up, man.
You are?
Yeah, because you could sit, at least there's a good view.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Talk about $1 million view.
I mean, there's a lot you've got to, and I think that where I struggle is if you have to change the human body so much for it to be able to, that is God telling me in my little small brain that if you have to change something, that's a no-go. Don't do that, dummy. You know, if you've got to put on wings and flap, you're not supposed to be in the air. If you've got to put on oxygen mask and all that, hey, dude, I made you for above the ground, not below the ground. I mean, don't be stupid. Get out of the water. You know, you're not a fish. Pull that fish out of the water, put him on, he's done.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that's God's boundaries are so far up and so far down.
Yeah, I think why space also is the possibilities.
Yeah, that's exactly what keeps me out are the possibilities.
The possibility. I think
the possibilities I'm about to blow up.
I really want to say, I want to call BS on if the universe is quote unquote infinite. That's really what I want to see.
What does the word say?
I don't know. What does it say? It's created.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's where I don't have to be proven a lot of things.
Yeah.
Because I firmly believe certain things are how they are. And I know that God created it, and with all of his power, he could have created it any way he wanted to and it's endless. And so endless to me only means one thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Is it interesting? I like seeing pictures and watching some video. I'm not a fan of these drone videos that are too close to the building looking down because I'm now down. I'm falling. I mean.
Have you ever done VR?
Yes, Noah's got that. And I've, played some shooting, fighting game. Yeah, it's easy to get in the game.
I'm going to bring that over later. Sidebar. I have a flying one. I've never experienced any feeling like that in my life other than flying.
Because you ain't supposed to.
It is. I fell to the ground when I was crashing. How do you hold
yourself up?
Well, you just stand up but like you're flying a plane. You're in
plane?
Yeah.
Dude,
but when you are rolling, it's just the visual of rolling, and your body feels like you're rolling. Like you're doing this without realizing you're turning and rolling yourself.
That is so weird.
It's a trippy. I just like doing it just to watch the people react to it.
Right.
But yeah, it's interesting.
He would watch me on the TV while I was.
Yeah, you got to cast it to the
people
to watch them. I'm going to bring that over, and you got to do it. It's fun.
That'd be fun.
Another interesting. So this is something that's. We talked about this in the last one with distraction about curiosity. I didn't know how to interpret this about curiosity being a distraction, and
I think, but it's curiosity and content. So it's like. I think searching for that, you've got to know everything. You're constantly looking for information and more content, and it can become a distraction.
I understand, but I feel like it's like a paradox because curiosity can also be curiosity could be good and bad at the same time.
Mm-hmm. I think that's the case with a lot of.
It's just things. I don't know if not even intention really matters, but it was just I didn't know how to take it because I think it's so much more complex than something you can wrap up in just a couple sentences.
Mm-hmm.
Like another thing that is piquing a lot of people's curiosity now is the Book of Enoch. Are you aware of what that is? Have you ever read it? Mm-hmm. Is it bad to read that?
I mean, I think. Hold on one second. Let me look something up. I just looked at something about it.
I just think it's an interesting conversation to have Wes Huff, I think he's got an interesting position on it, and then some other people have some interesting positions on it. Yeah, it's something that I've been curious about. I'm curious to read it just because of what it says, what I've heard it say.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this is the thing. We're naive to think that all of the letters that were written, we know all the letters that were written were not published in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there are a lot of other writings that could easily benefit people.
It's just, it's validating, I guess, the truth claims of those letters.
Right.
And so, that's where my curiosity, I guess, is like a scholarly one in who decided that the canon of the Bible is canon and to leave out certain other things.
Right.
It's just interesting. And I know that makes me seem like I'm some bad guy, but I want to get to the point where like you can at least ask those questions and not feel like guilt or shame.
Yeah, I mean, because it's I think that's the exact questions that people are afraid to ask. And maybe it's some things that we haven't studied enough. Maybe how long was it before, when did we find the Dead Sea Scrolls? When was that? Do you remember? 60s?
Yeah.
Whenever that was. So, I mean, they didn't even have that prior to that. So that's a new discovery. That, of course, that's supporting documents. But, I think that any kind of
40s. Sorry, not 60s. 46. Which, weirdly enough, didn't Israel get founded? A lot of interesting stuff happened in the 40s.
It was happening, I promise you.
Everything was happening. I mean, World War II, didn't World War II end around there?
But that was on the eve of, the Great Depression was
sound crazy.
32, 33, something like that. Was that the Great Depression, 32 to 34?
Israel.
So, they had their big comeback, and then everybody was full of
48
urine and vinegar. And I think there was a lot of stuff happening.
Yeah, 45 through 48 was like so much happened. Like so much monumental history happened. You have the start of Israel, finding of the Dead Sea Scrolls, ending of World War II. What else? I mean, there's a lot. I know a lot of interesting stuff. Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, we talked about distractions in that first one. Then this morning we went to default mode. I'm going to be honest with you. This one I personally don't feel like I struggle a lot with.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe I'm a little bit more forward moving, and I don't get stuck in the middle. And I think that's kind of where we went with a lot of this. But I do like Pastor being open about, the only way to move anything is you got to choose, and everything's these choices. And for some reason, we've stopped making choices. We've kind of gotten frozen.
Yeah.
And I think that's men, women, even if you're in a situation that you don't feel like you should be in, it's easy for people to get stuck and not go either direction. And I've never been, and maybe it's a personality thing, I've just never struggled personally with that, with lack of movement. I've always been moving. I need to be still more is my biggest problem. So I struggled a little bit today from the standpoint of maybe I don't want to say it doesn't apply to me, because it's just, let me say that and then watch something happen. But, I haven't struggled with this.
Yeah. Well, I think, so this quote, I'm going to read it just because I think it summed up the message. Default mode is a state where life runs on autopilot, shaped by routines and social expectations rather than conscious choices. In this mode, you may feel neither the intense urgency of survival mode nor the intentional drive of higher stages. Instead, you simply follow familiar habits, often focusing on short-term tasks without questioning why. Triggers for default mode can include long periods of comfort or a desire to, quote, fit in, where you avoid risks and deeper exploration. I think that sentence right there is what, hit it for me. It's like you're just stuck in, autopilot. You're comfortable. You find comfort in the routine, but there's no growth in the routine. Nothing happens. It's like lukewarm water. It's fine, but
It's just there.
yeah.
How about, hey, while we're on that subject of water, how weird is the difference in cold ice and boiling water? If you just think of that one thing.
What are you talking about?
I was thinking about
what in the world?
I'm telling you, I know I'm way out there. But I was thinking the other day, what is water?
H2O, hydrogen and
what
oxygen.
is it? It's a something. It's a
liquid.
A liquid, yes.
Are you talking about the states? Liquid, gas,
I mean,
and solid?
If you think about it, it's just being water. You're looking at water. What you can do with water in and of itself. It's a pretty big deal. And it's,
I don't know what you're saying right now.
It's a big deal.
It's that church coffee that's got you thinking some crazy. What are you talking about?
I'm just talking about just something as simple. Everything gets so complicated in this world. Things that we do, we're getting batteries, we're making cars do blah, blah, blah. And, and I always think, gosh, we've come such a long way. And then you think of these simple substances that are here that God blessed us with. And then how you can, just because of temperature, how different something can be and how more useful it can be for some things. I mean, it can scald things and it can freeze things and it's just, I think water is just it was just one of those things where I was like, well, thank you, Lord, for that.
Temperature is the change agent
right.
in that. Water is just the medium that's changing. But when you said about like the different uses of water, it is pretty incredible the amount of things that have become almost necessary for daily life. Data centers are cooled generally by water.
Mm-hmm.
Nuclear energy is, I don't know if people understand how nuclear energy works, but essentially, this is like a layman's explanation, is they use, is it fission or fusion? But basically, it creates heat, but that heat is in water, and the steam is what creates the energy. They run it through a cycle, and it spins a turbine, it goes back in. So it is it's a medium that they use to create that. You got steam powered engines.
Hey, look here, don't be messing up your top secret clearance and all that by telling us something you shouldn't.
I got nothing to do with nuclear energy. I got nothing to do with it.
Guy. But yeah, and when you think about that, I think situations like that are exactly why I don't get caught up in the conundrums of worrying about so many different things, because if you look at what God has blessed us with, has provided us with for sustenance, then I get caught in the weeds because I'm like, man, the very simple things. It's amazing to me that we still have people that are just running off on these rabbit trails, creating all these new narratives and so many people. Why are they doing it? Because so many people are following them. And why are people following them? And because I'm not, and I always go back to the same thing. And I know it sounds stupid for people to hear me say that, or say this, but I'm not a smart guy. And I think because I'm not so overly intelligent and book smart, and I didn't go get poisoned by the colleges, I didn't go through all that. What I have to go on is just old country knowledge. If it's hot, don't touch it. If it's, it's common sense. And so when I'm sitting out there in the woods, or I'm sitting up against a tree and I'm looking around at all of this life, you appreciate things, you understand things, and you see the sacrifices that were made by everybody that fought for us. And, so it makes you, I just think the outdoors and simplifying life brings the Americana out in you. You know what I'm saying? Or it does me anyway. It's faith, family, guns, God, that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's because of that redneck or my country bumpkin lifestyle. I think it's what is a direct reflection of no matter where you are in the country, if you just go get out in nature and sit down and shut up. Don't ask a bunch of questions, because don't nobody want to hear you asking questions. Sit down and shut up. It happens around you. And then I think hopefully that puts you in a spot to where in your brain you realize just how little of a speck you are in this world.
Yeah.
And then it keeps your pride in check, because you ain't nothing but a sand grain anyway. So I think it just helps me keep things in perspective a lot more. And so I ain't got to do a lot of this crazy stuff that these young people do nowadays to get fulfillment or to get excited about something. I don't have to be the first guy to get in a lawn chair and fill up about 100 helium balloons and create flight. I'm not the one to do that. I'll let these other dummies do it. And that's, maybe I'm getting complacent and I'm getting lazy and all of that.
Yeah. That just reminded me. So Jenna's in Louisiana this week, and she's in West Monroe, Louisiana specifically, and it's talk about simple. It's a simple place. It's not flashy. The people are just simple people, in the most respectful manner. Like, I'm saying that in a complimentary way. Mm-hmm. Last night, Jenna was invited, so she's there for therapy for our daughter. This is just so unheard of now, but I was like, man, that's how it ought to be. The therapy clinic owner knew that they had driven from here to there. It's like 9 hours, some change. Invited them over for dinner. Like, it's not just a paying customer. Now they're like friends, And I just think that is how life ought to be. Where not everything is just transactionary. There's relationship behind things. There's purpose. It's simple.
And I think that is part of why we're struggling with this telephone era.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people don't talk to each other.
They're not speaking as much, and these small little simple things are becoming big deals. If you just get rid of your phone and walk somewhere and meet up, and talk to people. Now, if you think about what we used to do prior to having phones, how creepy we acted, it's, we would send little love letters to each other. And now if you try to, and we've done a couple things on a couple other projects that we're working on where we're sending out some letters to people, looking for some support of a couple things we got coming up. And so it's a pretty novel idea for me to think that people are actually going to open mail or get mail. At our house, I can there's 25 pieces a day. And after I walk around all the Amazon and everything else that comes to the house, I could make a stack a foot tall, it seems, at times before we will stop and go through all that and look through it. So there's so many different little novel things like that, just the simplicity of writing letters, and we can't do any of that. So community is being affected by many different things, but to me, that's one of the main ones.
Yeah. Expand on that a little bit. Say something else real quick. I'm just trying to get something. Looking? I'm trying to get something set up here. Oh, all right. You know what? We're just gonna do it. So. The ads come up. That's what ruined it. That's what I was trying. That's what I was trying to get you to hold out for.
I need to
trying to get through these ads.
We should have logged in with mine.
No, premium.
Yeah,
that's it. People got too many subscription services.
I had to do that though because Big Champ, when he'd come to the house, we were watching cartoons. When it would go to that, he would freak. So I said, "Forget this. I'm getting premium. I don't want no commercials." We were watching dinosaurs, and then it would mess up. Play what you want to play.
Well, hang on. Someone's calling me. Hello. It's Music Minute with Mike, a new segment. Yay! I was just trying to set up some stupid segment or whatever.
Mikey's on the church juice this morning.
Yeah, it's Music Minute. So we had talked about, talking about this song. And so this is something that I thought we could do as a new segment until we get copywritten or whatever.
How about this little flex?
Yeah, little Omega Speedy. Is that what that is?
I think.
No, but I am a big music guy just in general. Like, I think music has the ability to just really stir up emotions in people, all sorts of emotions. I've just always loved music, all sorts of music. My phone, you can find pretty much any genre. Like, a new genre I didn't even know existed was Afro-Appalachian.
Is that what you had us listening to?
Yeah. Pretty good.
Like
it's awesome.
Soulsy.
It's like Soulsy Appalachian.
Can we say Appalachian?
Whatever. from New York. Don't forget. But anyways, so I just thought it'd be cool to play a couple seconds, minute. I don't know how long.
No, this would be the perfect song for us to get penalized for playing.
Yeah, it would be.
Because I'm just going to quote the name of the title of the song when they say something to me about it. If they send us a letter, we get our little email, I'm just going to respond back with 2 words.
Well, hopefully we could at least pull a card and say we know who this is. So
yeah,
relax.
I mean, I can send them the work tape that they sent me that they did before they recorded it.
Yeah. So we're just awesome. let's try that though. We'll call it Music Minute or whatever. We'll play a couple 30 seconds of a song.
Yeah, because people can comment on what they think about these, and I like that. I like them in, yeah, y'all are on something weird, or no, that's pretty cool. But I think this is a good start.
Good set. All right, here it is. This is Drew Parker, Blame Jesus.
Yeah, I've been known to burn it down, burn every bridge on every side of town, just a lit match, looking for gasoline. I was a wild horse, a lost highway. I'd rope a heart just to watch it break. A prodigal, a rebel on a losing streak. These days, if you look at me, what you see ain't what you used to see. Blame Jesus, blame the cross, blame the blood that washed it all. Blame mercy, blame the scars, blame the Savior who changed my heart. Blame the stone that rolled away.
He cut it off before we actually got to the words of the song, but that's cool.
Well, that was about a minute. It's Music Minute, not Music Minute 15.
Gosh, I can't turn it off before I hear the good part.
Yeah. Well, go listen to it. Maybe that's how we pitch it to people so that we don't get in trouble. We'll just tease it so that they have to go finish it. But the song is incredible. Let's see. Are the lyrics listed here? Here we go. Yep. So this is the chorus. Blame Jesus, blame the cross, blame the blood that washed it all. Blame mercy, blame the scars, blame the Savior who changed my heart. Blame the stone that rolled away, blame that old amazing grace. If you're wondering why I can't be who I was, blame Jesus.
Kind of sums it up.
Yeah. Be not conformed by this world, but be something about renewing your mind.
Renewal
of your mind and heart or something like that. Not the best scripture quoter here, but I know what's going on. He's like, what you just texted Drew? You said, I didn't even know that you had a podcast.
I said, welcome to the podcast.
Say, we are nobodies. Well, we are nobodies. We have I don't know how many, 10 faithful listeners.
I don't know. Somebody's listening.
Somebody's listening. Somebody from, let's see. This is just fun. I like looking at this. How about we just stop talking about the song?
Yeah, I can't. I got to keep talking
distractions.
About the song. Let's.
All right, forget it.
Let's talk about the song. So, I had heard the song last year and didn't know whether or not it was going to come to fruition, because they send you so many good songs and you're like, wow, that's I think we listened to this on the way to West Point, Mississippi. Ray had played it. Anyway, so we're listening to that. I said, who is that? I mean, where's that? What's going on with that thing? So anyway, I started listening to it, and I've been listening to it for a little while, and then I played golf, I don't know, a month or so ago in Nashville with Drew, and he played with Ray and I. So anyway, he was telling me about the song and how excited he was. I said, let me hear it. I said, well, I've heard that. So anyway, we had that little conversation where it makes me feel like I'm cool because I get to hear them early, but there's so many that you hear that are great songs that never get cut.
Yeah.
And so this was another one of those. I'm like, man, this is so blatantly in your face with it that I'm sure it's going to be tough to get it cut or to get the support for the song. And then he told me, hey, look, we're releasing it, all this kind of stuff. We're just going right at it. Well, then probably a week later is when Charlie Kirk got assassinated. And then you saw at that memorial service how many, I'm talking about the leaders of the free world are up there just blatantly spreading the gospel. senators and people that, I mean, it was crazy. And so I thought, man, these people are being bold. And then that's right on the eve of this going out too. And I thought it's a good feeling because you can sense something stirring.
Yeah.
In America, in the world for that, as far as that goes, but really in America, yes, there's a lot of dissension and a lot of things that are going on that the media's, posting this stuff. But man, if you get out there and you ride around, you see people are I think we got a lot of Americanos out there now. And people are tired of it. They're tired of being quiet about it. So they're willing to say what they need to say.
Yeah, no, I'm with you 100%. I think that there's kind of room for, and Drew is one of the guys leading the way there for almost a new genre. I think we were talking about this before we started recording, but like a country faith or a gospel country. I don't know what you'd want to call it, but just real faith. I mean, country music's always kind of had like the faith element. Mm-hmm. You got Alan Jackson who released the whole album was faith based. That used to be kind of a thing, but it's coming back now. Jordan Rose in there. Who else we got in there? Jordan Davis actually has a couple songs. Funny enough, he's got a song with "Need to Breathe," and there's another one. I think actually Ray helped write it too. Forgetting on the name, but yeah, I think there's room for that, and I think when I say room for that, I think we're at a point in our culture and society where people are curious. Mm-hmm. I actually just saw a statistic: 47% of Gen Z are Jesus curious, is how they phrased it.
Oh, I remember they gave them like 3 choices or something, mm-hmm. and then they picked.
So that's nearly half of a generation that is open to hearing the message of Jesus, and could be swayed.
Now is that?
But now you have to do the work. They're saying that they're hungry for it. So that but you got to feed them.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's a focus of our church as a whole, and I think maybe it's becoming more of a focus nationally in terms of within the religious body. I think you're seeing a shift in that, but unfortunately, you're seeing a shift also to some counterproductive measures in terms of churches. So I think when you stay out of a lot of the things that are going on with a lot of the mega churches and things of that nature, I think the message that is becoming pretty urgent everywhere.
Yeah.
Except for the snowflake, establishments. But the real ones, Bible believing churches in our area, I should say, for sure, I think are really getting back to the basics. Like this is a mission. We've got to make disciples, and then we got to multiply those disciples and make disciple makers and get out there because there's people wanting to hear. And so I hope that they're ready.
Yeah. Just to be told the truth. So, all right. Well, let's wrap it up. That was Blame Jesus by Drew Parker. It's available on virtually everywhere you listen to music: Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. Give him a follow. Give him a comment. Subscribe. Do all the stuff that you're supposed to do. And listen to us more and share it with friends, because I'm not on social media anymore, so you won't see me post about this stuff. So yeah, be that as it may, I hope it grows organically. Like I think that's the best way to grow. I mean, people are going to probably listen to you more if you're told to listen to it by someone versus seeing some paid ad on Instagram. Not saying that it doesn't work, but I feel like it's the conversion rate, if you want to get technical, is better if someone just tells you.
Yeah, I think music is probably a little bit different than a lot of things. It's you really trust the people that know you, or you feel like know you, to give you suggestions. But yeah, I did hear a lot about Mikey's music knowledge, because I think they were playing a lot of different music in his group when we were playing in that golf tournament. They were kind of amazed at young Mikey's music knowledge from many different generations.
That's
what
right.
was that one thing that you were playing us? They were like, there was rap songs that were made into old
Oh, AI. No.
Yeah, AI's
It was
doing.
we cannot play it on
No,
this podcast.
I don't want
but
to. I will tell you, AI's.
It's insane.
That stuff's the real deal, man.
Yeah, you would never know. You would never know, and it's better without saying it's better. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think I enjoy the human touch, but like you can't not give it credit for creating something that's
shows you the
consumable.
quality.
It's
of the
consumable.
program.
Yeah. So
It's a real thing.
Well, we've been going for an hour and 10 minutes. And I just want to let people know, we never have an idea really of what we're going to talk about. Maybe that makes this show bad. Maybe it makes it good. I don't know. Let us know. Actually talk to us. Give us some feedback. Mm-hmm. And
we always like that.
We will see you in a couple months.
Yeah. It better not be a couple months.
Yeah,
He's crazy.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get Drew on. How about that? Drew, if you're listening, what's up? I'm Mike. Mikey Four Putts. They call me that for a reason. And maybe we'll get you on. I did not 4-putt one time. The last 2 times I've played.
We're gonna have to change it.
Couple 3-putters. But
we also do have some new things. We've got some people lined up that want to come on the pod. So let's just stay focused on that and get some new stuff going.
Sweet. All right. Well, that's all, folks. As Bugs Bunny says.
Yibbity, yibbity.
That's all, folks. All right. See ya.
I gotta go, gotta get on down the road, gotta outrun your memory.
All right, guys, that's a wrap. Thank you so much for listening. If you would please leave us a review and a rating, that is how we get the word out about this podcast. And lastly, go check us out at Kings Creek Apparel. Thank you.